Do the Sumerian tablets describe what happens after death, the different stages and things we go through? What I wanted to do today is I recently watched a video entitled The Sumerian Tablet that describes what happens to humans when they die and the trap they don't see. Well, I went through that. I watched through it, and they're describing the process of what happens to humans, the stages that you go through. There are gatekeepers and so on. And I want you to understand the process that they're talking about is the default programming, because the video does talk about the idea that that process was a system that was devised and developed by someone. And they, of course, they refer to the Anunnaki. But what they are describing is what I call the default programs, and that is the program that everyone will experience, that room of light and seeing other family, friends, religious figures, and so on, whatever it is you're expecting to see. Even those who are atheists and have no beliefs will end up going through those stages, and they call them 7 stages. It also refers to the Tibetan Book of the Dead and others that talk about some of these same processes. These 7 stages that they are talking about that you'll go through, where they supposedly were wiping your mind a little more at each level, the mind, the personality, the ego, the identity. It goes back to the idea of what I said before. There are 12 levels. They call it 12 chakra systems within this reality. And what we did is those are vibrations, those are frequencies. And it's can look at them as going through a door. When you go through a door, there's another room, and in that room there are more doors. The 12 levels are what we went through as we moved deeper into what we consider this physical reality in order to brainwash us into the idea of accepting the limitations and deeper beliefs that it's real. The first 5 levels of it are actually outside of this physical body, would be what you would call the astral, even the etheric levels. These 7 levels that the video talks about, the Sumerian tablets and the others talk about, are these 7 chakras within the physical body. Um, and they are actual bodies. They're basically torsion fields that each of us have around us. And as we move deeper and deeper into those, we accept more and more limitations, more and more limiting beliefs. And that's how we've gotten to the level where we are now. So when they talk about the 7 levels, they're talking about the 7 bodies, the 7 chakra systems, in which are basically vibrations, frequencies that we've moved into to get to this deep of a level within a physical reality where you accept and believe it. They talk about how the process of getting out of that mind wiping and so on and past the gate guards and such as you when you die, and I've told you many times in my books and my videos, it comes down to letting go of your beliefs, your attachments, your regrets, and fears that you have. If you go from leave this world with the mindset that you can choose what you want to do and who and what you are, you know who and what you are. You know the physical version of you that you see every day, that you deal with every day. It is a part of you, but it is not who and what you are. It's a vehicle that you use to operate within this physical reality, but it is not who and what you are. The memories, the ego, the identity. If you hold on to those type of things, you will recycle. And that's why I've told you, let go of those fear, regrets, attachments, understand who and what you are, which I talk about a lot in my books, especially the We Are the Real Body Snatchers, where I go very in depth about that. When you understand who and what you are, and you keep that mindset, that frame of mind at the time of death, you will be able to move through those so-called layers and levels easily. You will not get yourself trapped. Remember, each of those layers are illusions created by your mind and your ego. So anyway, that's what I wanted to pass on. Like I said, it's a very interesting video. It has some good information in it, but I wanted you to understand what it actually means in reference to that. Anyway, have yourself a great day, folks.